So about Orochi, actually before I say anything, this video is gonna have some spoilers, so proceed with caution if you are anime only. But yeah, Wano is more or less finished now. We just have the main fights to wrap up and then it is pretty much over. Maybe something will happen after with CP0, but Wano will be concluded. The Kazuki clan will be brought back to power and the country will be restored. That much is obvious. But what exactly happened to Orochi after Wano? At the start of Wano, we were 99% sure they would end up being killed. And he did, just not how we expected him to. He got backstabbed by Kaido last minute and had his forces switch sides to Kaido, but then he was brought back to life again. And right now he wants to try and blow up Onigashima. I mean, he'll most likely end up failing trying to blow it up. The real question is what will happen to Orochi after everything is said and done. That's what I wanted to discuss today. My theories on what could happen to Orochi after Wano. Before that, like and subscribe for future content. Alright, so just to make it clear, I do not think Orochi will end up dying. I think most people want to see him die, but at this point it is very unlikely. At first I thought that the red scabbards would kill him when they saw him, after he came back to life and they bumped into each other in the halls, but they really just ignored him for the most part, and continued on with what they were doing. I mean, in the moment it did make the most sense to just continue moving forward. For a second it looked like Kinemon was thinking about it, but I don't really think he or the other scabbards feel like they need to kill him anymore. I mean, they definitely don't forgive him or anything, just that they don't think he's worth the effort anymore. I mean, after everything is over, the general public would probably want him executed, but they still probably would not want to kill him. To be honest, in most scenarios he will end up being killed, but Oda doesn't like killing characters. The only character that has ever died is Ace and the fodder characters. Actually, I'm pretty sure Big Mom killed one or two of her kids in Whole Cake, but besides them he has never really killed any characters, so unless it's by a different group of people he won't be killed. I mean, at minimum I expect them to jail him, but they probably won't do anything extreme to him, or maybe he won't get jailed and he just ends up escaping. He still has the long earlobe guy with him, so if he really wanted to he could just escape right now, but he wants to get payback on Kaido for backstabbing him. That's why he is staying for now, but once his plan fails he's gonna bail out of there, probably out of the entire country, and try to hide somewhere else. This is not really likely, but I think it'll be interesting to see, where he kinda ends up like Wapol if he ends up living to escape. He gets kicked out of the country, but by some sheer luck or reading the My People, he makes another one. Orochi might not be Shogun anymore, but he will still have a ton of connections. He already knows CP0, so it won't be that hard for him to get into contact with people. For CP0, it will be to their advantage to have someone like Orochi in power anyway, since he's more like a figurehead than anything and is easy to manipulate. He would definitely still hold a grudge against Wano Country and Kaido if he is still alive after Wano. Actually, that's a good video idea. What Kaido and Big Mom will do after Wano is over, since they won't be Yonkos anymore. That will probably be my next video, so stay tuned if you want to see that. So he might build up another place somewhere else in the New World and rule there. I don't see it becoming anything big though, since at that point we'll be done and over with everything in Wano. I don't see Oda backpedaling to see Orochi trying to get revenge on Wano with his new power, and most if anything like this does happen, it will be like a cover story. It's the same with Wapol. After he got beat he gained a new country, but we never really focused on him again on building his own country. I don't know if there was a cover story for it though, since I was not reading at that point. He came back at Reverie, but it was more of a side character thing. We quickly got brought up to speed on what he was up to, and how he got to rule another country. So for Orochi, either way, it is not looking too good for him. I mean, it is better than being dead, but he won't really ever have a major role again in the story. This is honestly best case scenario for Orochi, if he ends up having people still try to help him when he has no more power. Maybe like a cameo appearance in a movie or something, but he probably won't be brought back up again. Either that or he ends up being killed by CP0 as a worst case scenario, because he probably knows some stuff that they would rather not have people know. So even if the scabbards end up deciding not to kill him, he won't be scot-free either, since it probably wouldn't look too good on their part that they were doing underground dealings and stuff. But yeah, that is pretty much what I came up with for what to come for Orochi. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for future content. Peace.